Today I've received my Harbor Freight replacement motor for the metal cutting bandsaw, and so before we put it on, I thought it'd be nice to do an autopsy on the old motor, see what we could see inside it, and then put the new one on the bandsaw and see if it'll work. I'd ordered the motor and the belt, but somehow the belt's not here. So maybe it was shipped separate. I don't know. Anyway, before we get down to this, there was this old boy, getting on in years, lived down in South Texas. His daughter married a guy that wound up in Portland, Oregon, and he hadn't seen her in a very long time, and she got to wanting, to visit with her daddy before it got much later, and so she talked him into flying up to Oregon. He kept saying, "No, I don't want to drive way up there. That's too far and all that." And so she talked him into flying. So he had never been more than 100 miles from home. And this was his first time on an airplane. So he went down to the airport and got on the plane. And there's a guy sitting there in the suit, and he says, "Well, fella," he says, "you mind if I sit next to the window?" He said, "I'd never been on an airplane before." And he said, "I'd like to see what it looks like." The guy said, "Sure." He said, "You can have the window seat, and I'll sit over here at the aisle." And so the old fellow looks out, and there's a little red truck comes driving up. They put gas, in the airplane wing in the tank there, and they top it off, and the little red truck takes off. Well, the airplane takes off, and just in a little bit it lands in Dallas. He looks out, and here's this little red truck pulls up to the wing, hooks the hose on, puts the gas in. Airplane takes off again. This time he goes to Chicago. Lands at the airport, Old fellow looks out the window, and there's this little red truck parked there. Puts the gas in the wing, and they took on off, and after a bit they were in Portland. And the old fellow looks out, and there's the little red truck comes running up, putting gas in the wing. And the guy sitting next to him said, "Well," he says, "this is sure beats driving, don't it?" He says, "Yeah, this is the fastest way you could ever get anywhere." The old guy says, "Oh," he says, "I don't know about that." He says, "If I was in a hurry," he says, "I think I'd take that little red truck." He says, "He's beat us to our airport every time so far." Well, okay, wasn't all that good, but let's go play with the motor.
Yeah, this would ordinarily be my day to go shoot bowling pins, or try to, but it rains every few minutes there, so I'm not going. Out of the first 4 tomatoes off there, the birds got 3 of them, so we had to build a little shield over the thing to try and see if we can't get the tomatoes and keep the birds off. Well, there's the new motor from Harbor Freight. I ordered a new belt when I did, but I guess the guy packing the box wasn't in a belt packing mood because it wasn't in there. Or maybe it's coming from some other place. It might be kind of entertaining for me to take the old motor apart, and I popped the end of it off, that fan cover. And a little spider had already moved in there, so I had to move him out. And I'm going to tear it down, and then I'll come back at each step of the tearing down. After all, who wants to watch me unscrew screws, I don't know if that's their way of mounting the fan on there, or if the fan melted. Actually, from looking at it, I kind of think the fan melted right there around the shaft because the shaft got so hot. It certainly looks like that. I got this end off. It actually has a ball bearing. Feels all gritty, like I lost all its oil, and it definitely doesn't have a good smooth feel to it. So the end that's seized up must be the other end. I'm going to take it off and see if I can push it apart. I broke the fan off the motor shaft, and you can see that it definitely melted pretty good there. So we'll find out what else is inside here shortly. Okay, the oil ran out of that bearing pretty good, but the guts of that thing are sort of welded together there. I got both ends off of the motor, excuse me. Both ends are off the motor, and the bearings are shot on both ends, I guess from the heat and all. And all the goodies inside are fused together. I guess this will be a heavy thing for the garbage man to pick up. Yeah, I'll put the new motor on. Hope it lasts more than this. I know I hadn't had it a whole year yet, so it probably is a good idea to take out the service policy if you buy something like this from Harbor Freight. Well, I hammered the ends back on it and put the screws in my assortment box, and along about dark I'll set this thing out by the curb so that the guy with the trailer, he'll find it tomorrow and load that up and I guess maybe sell it for copper. I know he'll be around though. The new motor comes with a new wire which runs up under here, held down by some little clamps like that, and there's some sort of a little box in here. It's just a little plastic box like you have in the wall for things. So I'll just unhook it from here. If I can get a tight little booger. I guess I'm gonna have to get pliers or something. I'll have that out in a minute and we'll hook her back up. Some people don't like these little connectors, you know. You got a little metal sleeve inside and you slide them up in there pretty good distance, and it's marked here for which side to use for what size, and you just sort of squeeze it down on the wire, and it may have been a little too far over, so I'll just double squeeze it, and it came out or cut the wire off. That's not good, so let me start over. Alright, this tool doesn't have the severe clamping pressure of that one. That one's for industrial use really. We'll come up inside with this one. It's marked for what size should go there. And we'll clamp it down nice. And this one's on there good and tight. I always pull them real hard to make sure that they won't come out. That way I know I've got a good connection. That's better than taping it because it's insulated, and that's why I'm going to put all the stuff together. I didn't have any little ends like this. That's why I cut the ends off the old one and put them on the new wire. It didn't come with the little connectors. Okay, so we're still stuck with the old ragged belt because the box packer didn't put one in, but we've got the motor installed and wired. Even got the strain relief stuck back in that hole, which I thought was never going to happen, and we've got the switch all wired up. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in and find out if it works. You guys can take bets now. You got a short time to take a bet on this. Is it going to work or is it going to smoke? So, all right, everybody got your bets down? See if the old redneck did anything right. There she goes. Well, let's see if it's still off. There we are. I keep walking into that mirror on that car. All right, so that looks like that. This one's one more finished job, and other than the tools that are laying there and the tools that are laying there, I also used those tools there, and that pile of tools there in this repair. That was really something, huh? Well, what can I say? Us rednecks, we gotta have a lot of toys to put something together. Thank you for watching, and you feel free to subscribe if you'd like. Bye. Before I go, there's my sticker collection so far. Now then, I'm really leaving now. Bye.